Good afternoon, good morning, everybody. I am here live in Dubai, recording that as well for you, due to many requests that I received on making a webinar on what does it mean implementing wellness into a spa and hotel environment. This topic nowadays is a lot spoken, and much more people are trying to do that introduction for wellness experiences in their hotels. Based on mine and other professionals in the industry experience, I decided to summarize that in a short webinar for you. And as well, I will be sharing with you a slideshow of PowerPoint that you can access after this course on a link below. Now, let's start with the subject, how to build a wellness experience into a spa environment. Let me first guide you through a content that we will be speaking today. And that is, number one, what is wellness? What is for us and for our guests? Number two, how to implement wellness into a 360-degree approach in your spa and hotel. Next is what worked, what failed in our industry based on our experiences, myself and other professionals in wellness hospitality. What are the tips and the best practices in our industry? And very important, what is some food for thought or some KPIs that you could use for the future? Don't worry, this you will get as a PDF format, so you can also ask me additional questions afterwards. And now, let's start on the subject with the first thought. What is wellness? Wellness for me is a simple and conscious development of the whole self. This is something that you decide to do for yourself from the morning you wake up until the evening you go to sleep. And that's a conscious decision on how to be well in order to help not only yourself but the people around you. This is a process, it's a journey. It's not a one-time item or product or service. This is a process of searching the appropriate tools to make you healthier and happier human being. And with that, I would like to continue to the next point. Back to basic. What is wellness? Wellness is state of complete physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being. In order to be well, we need to have these four, some people are speaking about 5 and 6 aspects, but as a general rule, you need to be well not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, and socially. And wellness is implemented in all these dimensions in order to be a complete. The same approach you have to take when you start to talk about your hospitality and your company. There is no shortcut to it. Wellness is always good for the guests and good for the business. By implementing wellness, you show the guests that you take care of them, as well as their expectations. You are exceeding their expectations on a constant basis. And what happens usually with implementing small wellness surprises, gifts and experiences, you wow them and make them feel better. And what's the purpose of hospitality? If you go back in history, that's really the way, a place where they feel at home, where they associate the feeling at home with feeling at peace, feeling comfortable and feeling well. And when you make your guest feel well, of course, you contribute as well to your positive revenues, and you make your business perform better. So good for business, meaning that when you implement those wellness journeys, you attract higher value to your offering. So you don't offer only room and breakfast, but you attract higher value through offering some small experiences to make the guest feel better. And then this way you as well draw loyalty to your club, to your place, to your hotel or business. Delighted guests will always increase in revenue. Now, going to the very interesting subject and very dear to me is how to implement 360-degree approach on wellness. For me, this is starting from the beginning when you check in into a hotel or a spa. Why I'm speaking about the hotel is because this is my passion, and I always seek a way to show the people how wellness is possible from the moment, even before they enter into your house. I'm looking at the hotel as your house where you welcome your guests, and until the process of their checkout and going to their airport or car back home. And even that continues later on by constantly reminding them on yourself and on their well-being. How did you continue taking care of yourself based on that what I taught you during your stay? So that's 360-degree wellness for me. So it actually never stops. From the moment before they check in until the moment they check out, and constantly afterwards, to also help them get more comfortable and gain more attraction towards you and build your loyal list of guests. Now, 360-degree approach. What is that? We can start with treatment and retail. Now let's start from something that is very easy to understand, especially for spa and wellness professionals. Your treatments can be something that is a 60 minutes journey that focuses on certain area of concern, but as well can be something that is much more beyond that. Talking about that is, for example, you always have a lifestyle consultant in your place. That's a person that studied a lot, that maybe made a nutrition course or physical science course, or your fitness trainer. You could always implement something in the beginning of your journey before the guests embark in a spa session, and you could always remind them how to take care after their session. By simply doing that, you already look at that holistically. Holistically meaning that you don't focus only on here and now, but also you research ways to start thinking of the guest. What is his concern? Why he's coming to me? Where I want to take him to? And how I want to make sure that he continue taking care of himself and perhaps venture into longer journey and experience with me. Retail, the same topic. You remind the guests to take care of themselves by implementing retail strategies with your treatments that are more holistic. It's not only your anti-wrinkle cream or nourishing skincare, but is something perhaps on aroma and color therapy. It's something perhaps to help them breathe better, to help them sleep better, to help them wake up better, to help their digestion. It's something to do as well perhaps with supplements. It's something perhaps to do with the meal plan, nutrition, that will help. So benefit those symptoms that they have. And there is many other ways to integrate and to make that journey more holistic. Make sure that you always remind the guest how to be alone well without you. They will really appreciate that, and this will make them come back to you. Number 2, talking of amenities with purpose. Amenities with purpose is something that you could implement everywhere, not only in your spa and wellness center, but also in your hotel. We used to do a lot of amenities in the rooms, on the bars and lounges, as well on the swimming pool and beachside. How is that incorporated? From the moment you check in, you have advocate of wellness or someone that is ambassador on wellness, or perhaps it's your receptionist that is educated on how to meet the guest, whether the guest is tired and exhausted or whether the guest is active and energetic, depending on how much you want to keep their attention. You could implement a small wellness ritual, for example, a color and aroma journey, by spraying a certain smell, depending on the time of the day. Could be energizing or invigorating, or could be something depending on the color that they've chosen, something that we did as well in the past. Could be something that is a small shooter, some lemongrass or ginger shot, or anything that enhances their well-being, and educating them on what is that and why I'm giving you at this exactly time. And then going to the rooms that could be baths, that could be something like a bath salt on their bathtub, that could be a nice note on their night table. This is a sleep well tea, please take me, to help you get the best out of your dreams tonight. Could be a reminder on the screen, did you play the night meditation to help your restful sleep? Could be a mandala painting that you have in your room for detoxing and clearing that mind clutter. It could be many other things. Amenities with purpose could be some reminder on the juice bar or on the bar, a lounge that you have. Did you know that beetroot and carrot juice is very good to awake your organism in the morning? Did you know that after 2 o'clock you should take detox juice or digest juice to help your digestion better? And then constantly changing that collaterals and displays in order to attract attention and to remind them. We always need reminders, and that's a very common thing for anybody that is successful at their retails, at their showcase displays, is that ability to adapt and to be agile and to study the psychology of the guest. Number 3, movement with purpose. Movement is anything starting from your morning routine to your night time sleep well routine. Movement should be incorporated with the ability to accompany the biological clock of the guest. We function 24/7, our biorhythm works even when we sleep, and it's very important to adjust to that circadian rhythm. And how you can do that through movement with purpose? By not only implementing some fitness schedules and workout schedules, but also do it with the purpose of the light and the biorhythm of the human being. Example could be starting with your yoga. That's a more stretch, relax, detox, stay longer in the pose where you awake your organism. Then later on going through perhaps some post lunchtime or late early afternoon time fitness session and some active core or perhaps cardio exercise. Very good for that afternoon time is as well an aqua gym session. As well as later introducing a meditation and sleep well and relax sessions. Movement has to be always following that biological clock of the organism, and make sure that you also listen to your guests. Perhaps you're a business hotel and they don't want to, or no, not interested to do anything during the day. Of course, the whole day they are working. You can perhaps introduce very early sessions, even that is 5:30 in the morning, and very late sessions, even that is 9 o'clock in the night. You really need to adapt and adjust to your guests. Next point, mindful spaces. Mindful spaces is adapting your spaces that you have towards creating a well-being and comfortable experience. It's very important to really take advantage of all the spaces, especially when you have unutilized spaces, and convert them into wellness places for reflection and mindfulness. You could create a small corner with nice pictures, greenery on the wall, art perhaps, and introduce it as an art or as a wellness corner. You could put some cups or some really tasty herbal teas, or some shooters, wellness shooters prepared by your chef. It doesn't need to be expensive. This is something that you really can do with low budget, and you could also promote through that your chef, your F&B, and your spa. These mindful spaces will be places for reflection and self-isolation, similar to a prayer room, meditation room, yoga room. Anywhere in your hotel you could create really out of nothing. You could create a nice wellness and mindful corner where you let the people go and reflect, be on their own. You don't need to charge for that unless there is not food and beverage involved. Otherwise, just let the guests take advantage of that and appreciate the journey. Build their loyalty and build their trust to you, and they will thank you by their repeat business. Number 5 is the next generation wellness, or the kids. The kids are our future, and as early we start educating them how to live well, as better, because after that will be a habit of them to take care of themselves, take care of their fitness, nutrition, and everything that they do. When you have a kids club, most of the time in your hotel, you are implementing some kind of programs. Make sure that you always have some wellness journeys on that. Starting from your painting on mandala or some similar to mandala figures that they start coloring through doing making their own healthy spaghetti, zoodles, noodles, whatever, all the trends that are popular now, making their own healthy buns or perhaps pancakes. Do introduce always healthy food options for the kids. When you do kids corner, introduce the healthy option. Get out of the idea that the kids corner is chips and fish fingers. Long and wrong forgotten concept. Be creative. Kids are really attracted by the colors and by the shapes. Later on, they experience and get used to the taste. You could create something that is very healthy and in the same time in a funny shape where they are happy, makes them happy, makes the parents happy when they see that, and then introduce healthy nutrition through that way. Next point, going back to the kids. Introduce kids exercises. Nowadays very important is the kids yoga, for example. Introduce mom and kids classes. Introduce something where kids and parents are doing together, fitness or yoga. Introduce Tai Chi or laughter yoga for kids, for adults and kids. All these journeys will make immense added value to your product. Next point is employee wellness. Employee wellness is actually something where I want to start with always, because that's the core, the heart of your business. And you have to take care of your employee first in order to take care of your guests. So they will take care of your guests if you take care carefully of them. Employee wellness could be through, and actually should be done through introducing employee wellness from the moment of their orientation until the moment of their day-to-day business. So what do I mean with that? So it's when they start, create a small manual, orientation manual on what is wellness for you and how do you expect them to take care of the wellness of the guest. That's very important, because for person from India, wellness means yoga, but from person from Europe, wellness means hot springs. This is why it's very important to introduce your idea of wellness. What do you expect from them? And what do you want them to deliver to your guests? So, next, and just to summarize this all, is that we should not be wellness only for the spa, but for the property itself, for the hotel, for the resort, and introduce it as a holistic wellness in order to integrate the guest experiences fully. Next, we would like to speak about what worked and what failed. Number one, don't overstaff from the onset. When you start a wellness hospitality or a wellness concept, even if you have a good budget or a lot of allowances to hire staff, don't do it. Please don't do it. Invest in shared roles. Example, nutritionist, fitness trainer, Ayurveda yoga coach, spa and healing therapist. See with these key 3 people, even though they cost you more as a payroll, but experiment with them. How does it work? How is it taken from the guest? Give yourself time. Give yourself time the first year. To implement and to see what makes sense in the wellness, you need to take time. 6 months minimum to 1 year. You only observe. what the guest wants, what they need. And then based on that you take decisions whether to hire more or to keep it so. Number 2, consider your place wherever you are setting up this wellness concept as a destination. And don't compare yourself with other destinations. That means that if retreat in India works so well with yoga and mindfulness program, doesn't mean that your place will work very well with yoga and mindfulness program. Bring a sense of the place into your offer. If you're a hotel in Dubai, Dubai is a fun and very lively, vivid city. Introduce that into your package. Introduce some fun activities, introduce some excursions, introduce some safaris, introduce something where they go and explore the city. And if you, for example, design a wellness program or a wellness package, don't make it more than 1-2 days. No one will see it coming from outside in Dubai to do your wellness program for more than 2 days, simply because they didn't come with that purpose. They want to explore. Number 3, do not base pricing on international programs and packages. If you design a wellness program or a retreat package, always consider your place as destination, and also consider, work with marketing closely, and consider your pricing as per your local destination. Don't compare yourself with a retreat or a wellness place in Europe. Don't say, oh, they are working well on that, so this is an anti-aging program that works very well, so it will be working. No. Don't say, if that program sells at this money, I would be able to sell it. No. You have to always be reasonable. First of all, sit with your marketing and sales and your other directors of departments and see what is the pricing that they're taking, the approach that they're taking. Always compare yourself to your competitors first, locally, in order to introduce similar prices to what already is existing and successfully bought and purchased on the local market. Don't think that what mistakes, example I will give you, mistakes that we did in the past is that we told, oh yes, this is very good program, detox program in India that runs very well, so it will be running as well very good with us. On the price of $1,000, I think, $1,000, $1,200. It didn't sell at all. Why? Because we are based in a place where nobody will buy, first of all, $1,000 detox program to sit and do detox for 1 week. Because we are living in an active city. We are living in a city, we are living in a city like Dubai, where you have all, as I said earlier, all the temptations to go outside and explore and to be entertained, but also we are basing our prices on the current offers that we have in the competitive hotel, in the food and beverage, for example, as a package, in the rooms as a package, your room rate. Always base your price, your wellness pricing, on that outlet. So next point is visiting practitioners. Nowadays it's very modern and popular to invite visiting practitioners. However, I would just advise you work with your local visiting practitioners rather than work with your global visiting practitioners. What happens most of the time is that we think that if we invite some popular guru from outside, he will bring us a lot of profit and money. No. What happens is most of the time they work for exposure. Even most of the time they are not interested into money. And people are drawn to them, but also you gain awareness through their presence in your premises. So this is why the visiting practitioner program is very good. However, do not expect profit. What you can do to boost your profits with retreats, with visiting practitioner or third parties, is to invite locally available, successfully established visiting practitioners that already did that program in the desert or on the beach or in other hotel and know how to work well the numbers and have followers online, digitally and offline, that will, wherever they are going, will come to them. That's something that you should consider, but locally, please, wherever the city where you are living in. And point number 5, infuse the wellness culture from top to bottom. What is that? Meaning, as we spoken about the employees. Employees are your biggest asset. Explain to your employees what does it mean wellness to you. As well, involve your owners, operators, GMs, and especially your sales and marketing managers. Everybody that will be selling with you on the process. And this is the way how you market, and be there always out when you go to sales exhibitions. Don't skip that, because your word is the last word that the visitors will remember. If you want to position yourself as a wellness brand, especially, be always there outside where you are talking about what exactly is the wellness elements that you're bringing back to your hospitality and into your house, and as well educate very well through that as well, through your presence, constantly educate very well the wellness, the salespeople, marketing people, the GMs, the operators, the owners. Make a workshop from the start when they are starting the project with you, and continue bringing workshops later on. Continue inviting visiting practitioners or perhaps third parties to do that monthly. It won't cost you a lot, because most of them, they seek exposure against providing their knowledge. So they will be happy to talk to all of your 100 or 200 employees in order